Chengdu Sports University Complex here in Chengdu, China. Welcome to the World Games 2025 and the Mixed Ultimate Flying Disc Teams competition. It is semi-finals day, and after 3 grueling days of qualifying and some scintillating ultimate, we are down to this, the semi-finals in the Mixed Ultimate. It is unbeaten Canada up against Germany, and then later on in the evening it's France to take on the defending world champs USA, also unbeaten in qualifying. With me in commentary, a very warm welcome this afternoon to Charlie Eisenhood. Charlie, welcome along. Beautiful day, lots to look forward to. 2 huge semi-finals.
Brendan, and the 4 best teams clearly making it to this point. It's going to be such an exciting afternoon here at the Chengdu Sport University Sancha Lake campus athletics field. Beautiful facilities, and what a matchup we have here to start. Canada unbeaten so far. They've really looked like the best team through qualifying. They have the fewest turnovers of any of the 4 semi-finalists, but they're gonna have their biggest test yet going up against this German side. Germany crushed Canada 13-5 3 years ago at the World Games. Very different looking roster this time around for Canada, but they're gonna have to figure out what to do about Levka Walchak, who went off for 5 goals last time they faced off.
Look at the temperature then, Charlie, 33 degrees, humidity 58. It's coming in from the northwest, this light breeze here this afternoon. We had a heavy rain shower around about noon today, caused a little bit of a disruption to some of the earlier qualifying matches. Things don't look too bad above this beautiful university sports complex, and we're looking forward to what should be a very lovely afternoon weather-wise indeed. As you can see, big crowd in, fans out, just keeping cool here underneath the shade of this wonderful stadium. Having a think about these 2 teams, as you mentioned though, Charlie, Germany very well acquitted, but I'm just wondering about the big boys in the Canadian team. Olga Semar and also Snyder. They're coming in at over, what, 182, 185 centimeters. They're pretty tall timber. Are they going to be the difference, do you think, in terms of targeting for the Canadians?
It's going to be fascinating to see how it goes, because Konrad Schloer for Germany, he can play with those guys in the air, and he's been the straight-up best player so far at this tournament. But as you said, Malik Ojei-Sama, he's been fantastic. 800 yards of offense so far this week, 6 goals, 7 assists, not a single turnover despite being a big thrower for them. And Quinn Snyder, kind of the goal scorer for this Canada side. He's got 8 goals, 480 receiving yards. It's going to be a challenge for Germany to match up with all of those big players downfield for Canada, but I think they've got the best chance of any team we've seen face off against Canada so far.
And there you can see the lineup that we're going to be bringing you here this afternoon and this evening. First up, it's Canada versus Germany. They're just minutes away, and then this Team USA up against France. That should be very interesting after that rather interesting qualification by France yesterday against Colombia. Team USA imperious here so far, but squeaking past in that ultimate point to get through with that unblemished record, however, Team USA.
Yeah, they really got challenged by Germany, and it could have gone either way. It came down to a really heads-up individual defensive play from Dylan Freechild to get USA through with a break on Universe Point. And I think the U.S. is going to have their work cut out for them, both against France and whoever they face in the final if they get there. You think about this U.S. team, they lost to many of these French players back at a Beach World Championships in 2023 that featured 4 of the U.S. players on this World Games roster. I think those players are going to be thinking about that game. Elliot Bonet was a big star in that one. How will they try to neutralize him?
Indeed, and we just have a look at our tournament officials here, our adjudicators. Of course, ultimate is self-regulated. Players work out any disputation on the field, but our observers here can step in at any time and give their sage advice. Team's just about to come out. Crowd is in attendance. We're looking forward to a super day of ultimate here. And of course, when you think about the German side as well, there's one player, Walchak, number 42. And here come the German team, led out by Nicky Prehn. 36 years of age now, Nicky Prehn, but still devastating. And from the other end, here come the Canadians. Germans look up for it, Canada as well. First of the semi-finals here in Chengdu. Charlie, the excitement, it's palpable.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see the 2 teams and the adjustments they try to make to each other. Both teams, for Canada, it's Thomas Edmonds. For Germany, it's Nico Muller. We see Edmonds right there, the number 8 shirt. As the Canadian introductions begin, Molly Wedge, number 5. Just to quickly finish this point, those are the 2 center handlers. They have both been fantastic this week. Whichever team does a better job covering up that center handler is probably going to win this game.
Interesting. One of the revelations here has been Charter there, the number 10 for Canada. Outstanding as well. Sarah Jacobson just showing off. And they're up for it, full of fight, the Canadians.
Marty Gallant, the speedster, the super defender there, 45, Malcolm Bryson.
Alongside him, pretty interesting player, Dos Santos as well.
Yeah, you see them all with the 70 written onto their arm. That is Brittany Dos Santos' number. Unfortunately, suffering a pretty significant knee injury in yesterday's game, and she will not be able to play in this semifinal.
Okay, Dos Santos is out, so she's a spectator, and there she is, I think, maybe with the knee strapped up. Dion there, Kurahashi, and the big boy, Quinn Snyder, also honoring their number 70.
And it's going to be a challenge. I mean, Dos Santos played mostly offense for this team. How are they going to replace her production? She's been very good, arguably the best female player on their team. And now it tightens their rotation for just 6 players. And they're going to need to get some good minutes, I think, for Anushka Beaudry on that line.
Nikki Prien, number 2. And there's a guy that's going to have a big impact here out of the Dusseldorf Ultimates in number 10. Prien just acknowledging the crowd. Herkins, Paul Herkins alongside in the shades. Schutz there. Also in shades at the moment. This is Grenvalt. Wallison. Got a little USA connection. Yep. Number 19.
Lives and plays in Washington, D.C.
This man, Nico Muller's going to have to make a big impact here today, and Ava Muller alongside him as well. Sontag.
It's been a nice piece on the D-line, come up with some big defensive blocks.
Joanna Erdmann, and this champion here from Jinx Club in Berlin, Levka Walczak, and Schleur, co-captain from the Frankfurt Club, and Charlotte Schall, the number 75. Metzger in at 77. And the big boy, 83, is Diekman, going to be getting a lot of traffic going his way, I would suggest.
Yeah, he's so dangerous in the deep space. Teams push him under, and he gives them a lot of free yardage underneath. He needs to be smart with the disc in this one.
And Heinrich Frieder there, the German coach, open and also mixed. So the crowd's in place. They've been introduced to the 2 teams, who now just high-five each other and get set for what should be a very memorable potential 100 minutes of ultimate.
Canada's offense has been the best offense here. Their hold rate 90% so far, but of course they lose Dos Santos for the rest of the tournament. That's going to be a challenge to deal with. Meanwhile, Germany's defense, I think, has been the better side. They've gotten more blocks than any other team. And so how will those 2 powerful units face off in this one? It could be what decides the game.
So there's the Canadian team there, ready to go and honoring their fallen Brittany Dos Santos, who is unable to come through. As you can see, unbeaten record for the Canadians, a clean sheet for them. Molly Wedge, captain, number 5, going down, big responsibility on her shoulders this afternoon. And here's the German side. Jonathan Schall is coach here, brother of Charlotte.
Yes, and love to see the connections and the familial parts of these teams.
And there's the all-important 1-goal loss to the United States. Very close, and the Germans certainly worrying them at one stage. And the word from the German camp is, well, if it was going to be that close, then they'll take it then in qualifying, and they reckon that they've got the measure of the United States later on.
Yeah, they went 3-0 in pool play last time around. Ended up losing both of their games in the top bracket and did not medal. So why not look for a change up?
So The Canadians will invite the German offensive side, the German O, to come and have a crack at them. The disc goes up into this light zephyr breeze here this afternoon. Mid-30s is the temperature. And as the Germans set up in back of field, and already there's an interruption as Muller gets his hands for the first time on the disc.
Different wind direction than we've seen basically all week. The Germans are going to be going downwind from left to right for this opening possession.
Charles then onto the disc early as well, looking around the corner. This is Wolczek setting up the long play, and already Diekman on the end of it, just long. And I wonder whether that variation in breeze and wind, Charlie, is maybe also just going to be factored in. So the Germans give it over to the Canadians. See what the Canadian D can do as they come for the first time with a crack.
Too much outside edge on that shot. It was a turnover the moment she released it.
And another, maybe early nerves here. Kurahashi just putting it down. Germany now with another chance. Here comes Muller. Handy player, round the corner he goes, looking for options, the Germans. They got a couple of people up in the end zone already, including Diekman, who's making a move. There he is, you can see him on top of picture 83. Charles around the corner, and that's nice. Thank you, Germany. So Germany score the first, and it is the great man himself. Muller picks up the disc and takes it home. So orchestrating that turnaround ends up with a goal, Charlie.
I mean, obviously, Canada gets the disc off of Germany, but it was a pretty good look for Wolczek. She just missed the throw. And then nice play there from Muller, that whole point. Malcolm Bryson's going to be a tough matchup, but he wins this first one. So the opening hold for the Germans.
So if you're just new to the sport of ultimate, having scored, the Germans will now send the disc down to the Canadians, and they will attack. So it will be the Canadian offensive team, which we will see, attacking the Germans. Germans, of course, in the black strip, and the Canadians in their traditional white with red shorts. Beautiful afternoon here, that early thunderstorm, big thunderhead right over the top of this wonderful stadium here, but it's dissipated, it's gone in this slight northwesterly. So away they come, Germany, Canada. Here come the Canadians. First time we've seen them. Bit of a move by Ogsemar already, Auger Seminar. Schneider in the action early as well.
Conrad Schloer taking the Edmonds matchup. That's going to be electric.
Gallant in the middle, looking for some options. Center field at the moment. Comes around the corner to Jacobson. Jacobson looking for some more action. Gallant, Jacobson, nice combination there, and that's pretty easy in the end. And Kurahashi, after that initial mistake with the first time she got her hands on it, she rectifies and makes amends.
Yeah, back-to-back points for Kurahashi, and I think they're really going to want her speed on offense today. And how about Sarah Jacobson running the show? Edmonds, pretty well covered up there by Schleur. And so Jacobson is kind of the primary handler on that point. It does a great job to find some separation and get in for the clean hold for Canada.
But we've seen Jacobson adopt that role. They're adaptive enough,
yes.
Are they not, the Canadians? We've seen her set up and be pivot, main pivot up there in the red zone.
And that's what's made this offense so much more dynamic than we've seen in the past. They just have more options and ways to attack. They also, their cutters are able to catch the disc, turn around, and throw hucks. We've seen that on both their O and D lines. That continuation throwing has been big for the Canadians.
This man is going to play an important role as well for this Canadian team. Just about to launch this disc into this wonderful afternoon air here in Chengdu. Chatha, a late inclusion into the Canadian team and done extremely well. Okay, Muller's setting them up again. Metzger now with his hands on the disc. Around the corner he goes. This is Schleur. Close attention, coming down the line. Germany trying to set something up here through Diekman. Wolczek around the corner. No hurry here by the Germans at the moment. Metzger again just settling down. Diekman beginning to settle up the front, looking for some action. He gets it. Diekman comes back and receives. Got options down the line, doesn't go there. Now he's got the options down the line. This is Muller right down the line. Wolchek on the end of it. Got to control it. She does, Charlie.
Perfect footwork from Wolchek. And really nice point there from Jakob Diekman. He just is giving them free yardage underneath. He's catching the disc and he's making the right decision, using his length to throw those backhand arounds. This time he's patient. The reset's not there. He looks back upfield, finds Muller, completely unmarked. Levka's gone, a dot to the back.
And also he was giving them options, attacking options earlier on in that particular phase as well.
Yes.
Clever play.
Because he can go to the house. You have to be ready to cover him deep. And that means that with the respect that he's given in that direction, he can come under and get 25-yard gainers.
All set up here. It's nip and tuck at the moment. It's goal for goal. So Germany with their second through Wolchek. Now the Canadian O ready to come and do their thing. Here comes the disc. Canada setting themselves. Kimura around the corner, gonna move it. They do, just control it. That's Snyder. Deep at the moment, the Canadians. They got to work their way up. They want some advantage meters here. They got some serious advantage meters. They've got Snyder. Oh, Snyder does it again. Brilliant. That's what he's there for. The big 6.3. And what a brilliant goal, Charlie.
Oh, man, just mossing Paul Herkins. And Herkins has been one of the best defenders of this tournament. That's going to be an exciting matchup to watch. Snyder catching the around, sending it right back over to Edmonds, then going deep. And Edmonds, fearless, throwing it out to space. A little bit more contested perhaps than he might have liked, but never in question. Snyder using the body really well to shield Herkins away from being able to make a catch, and then just pops it in.
Pop around the corner. Thank you very much indeed. So Gallant in over the corner nicely. But again, you know, that Snyder, 6'3", 190 centimeters. That's just a few centimeters that the Germans are going to have to contain. Like we said, could be very pivotal.
It's been a fun start. We saw Sontag take the Edmonds match up that point with Schlur on the sideline. A little bit better there, I thought, than the German defense. Stopping some of the early looks for the Canadians. They ended up going to the deep shot with a defender right there.
Two apiece then. Here comes the German O. Muller in control at the moment. He's got Wolchek midfield if he wants, but he's not going there. Schall making himself available, but instead he comes across here to Metzger. Options inside, goes there for the moment. Muller to Schall. Muller on the wing if she wants, doesn't go there. Diekman, long shot. Wolchek again has got free, and there it is. Diekman looked up, Wolchek in space, and bang.
But it's coming back on a travel call. And Jacobson's going to have to play a little bit tighter on Wolchek in the deep space. Let's see, does he, oh, you can see him take those couple of extra shuffle steps. That's absolutely a travel, no doubt about it. And that is going to bring it back. So Jacobson playing level with Wolchek, and that's just not going to be good enough. She's too dangerous. We might see Jacobson needing to try to shade her to push her underneath.
Yeah, Wolchek, her speed, you know, 0 to 60 meters. She's an absolute, oh, goodness gracious. Was that a save?
Well, that was bizarre looking from up here. It looked like Levka dove and popped it up into the air, into the hands of Lisa Schutz.
Schutz reckons she got it.
And now the Canadians are talking about what happened here. Malcolm Bryson saying that it hit the ground. Let's take a look at this on replay.
They're watching this as well on the ground now. Everyone's, whoa, flips up.
That is a crazy play, and what a grab by Schutz to stay with it. But the question is, did Wolchek keep that from hitting the turf whatsoever? Even if it touches a blade of grass,
so I'm saying
it's a turnover.
Too close.
I think the players maybe checking for the video board to see it one more time. That was a bizarre play.
So
incredible scrambling by the Germans.
Contested
Their athleticism not to be denied.
So it sounds like you're calling it up and you're calling it down. So it's a contested.
So it means effectively that Schutz,
you know,
hands it back to Diekman, and we start that point all over again.
Yeah, it seems fair for it to go back with how difficult it is to tell whether that was up or down.
Well, the Germano live again. That was a strange little mix-up there, midfield, but the athleticism of the German team certainly on show there. Back to Muller. Diekman making some options on the inside, and once again they're going to try this with Walczak on the end of it. She's going to move! She just misses it.
Well, once again, Walczak able to just get some separation from Jacobson, but Muller a touch too much on it. And again, you know, this could be the difference in the wind direction. Just that little bit of a change in the wind could be a problem for Muller on that shot deep.
You can feel it. There's that little breeze. It's just come right through at the moment, Charlie, hasn't it? Just come up a couple of kilometers an hour. Okay, here comes Canada. They have possession. Coming deep. This is the Canadian defense. They're going to try and get this break here if they can. Canada setting up. Oh, this is nice. This is long as well. The Germans in pursuit. But this is wonderful from Bryson.
Oh my goodness.
And really the attention he gets up there. Germany come away with it. They live again.
Metzger did well to catch up and create some pressure, but that's just a drop.
Now an alternate on this long strategy by the Germans. Doesn't quite work out for Schutz this time.
Yeah, both teams sending it deep early and often, and not afraid to throw into coverage. I think that shows the confidence in the deep cutters, but already our biggest turnover point here. We got 3 turns. This is a chance for a Canadian break.
So here they come again then, the Canadians. Jacobson, see what she can do. Down the line, looking okay. They control, they got options up front if they want them. Are they going to go there? Jacobson, Chatter, now this big shot of his. He's got a big arm. Is he going to use it? Bryson inside. Jacobson again. Options up front. Now the big arm of this man. No, Jacobson is there. Needs to pop. There he is. Got it. Canada get away with a break.
The margins in this game are going to be so small. Muller missing Walczak by 2 inches. And then Bryson off the hands. Lucky for Canada to get another shot at it with how efficient the German offense has been this week, but they force a couple of turnovers, playing aggressively on the unders, asking the Germans to shoot deep, and they are coming away with some turnovers. Now 3 turns for Germany through 3 offensive points. First break of the game goes to the Canadians. And what a story for Gagan Chata, who didn't make the roster 3 years ago. He was one of the last cuts, and he was literally the last cut this time around. Mike McKenzie unable to play. They activated him, and he has been phenomenal for this team this week.
Absolutely, he's been fabulous, Charlie, hasn't he? Okay, so let's see whether the German offense can make some corrections here. Unlucky. I'll tell you what, they're having a crack. They're being bold, the Germans. They're not hanging back. Schall here, got a long way to travel up. Getting things happening here at the moment. The Germans back to Schall. Round the corner. Germany just moving it forward through Greenwald. Schall again. Diekman. He's surely going to release soon and get up there. There he goes, starts to move. Schall now. Diekman, however, having to give some cover infield, but there's an infringement.
Yeah, different looking line here for Germany after giving up the break. No Muller on the field.
Sonntag is there as well. This is Greenwald. Sonntag. Schall an option, doesn't go there. Count is on. Another delay. Sonntag with a disc. Inside. Perkins. Long, looking for some action here for Germany. They come down with it. That's good stuff by the Germans. They reply. And it's Sontag early on in the piece, and he finishes it off, Charlie.
A great job by this D-line playing offense for Germany to come out and play confidently. And a nice grab by Sontag. Really no chance there for Marty Gallant. Never gets his eyes on the disc. Just tries to jump up and maybe use the back of his head to make a block, but no luck as Sontag pulls it down with 2 hands. And a pretty efficient point, which means that they can leave a lot of the defenders out for this next point.
But what are you thinking about the strategies of the two teams? They're being very bold, are they not, in terms of these long shots into the end zones of the opposing teams?
Indeed, and I think that's because the defenses are really trying to take away those underneath looks for the most part. And so that's where the shots are. You have to be able to throw those and show that you can punish them for playing too much underneath if you want to be able to play your offense well deep into the second half.
Okay, so Canada now setting up. Edmonds goes wide, looking for some action on the inside. Back to Edmonds, going long again, real long, and this is a sprint and a half. Goodness gracious me, so bold these Canadians, and this time it's O.J. Samar that does the job.
A little pull play for Canada. O.J. Samar to the house, and what a throw from Edmonds. Samar off the rail, and all he has to do is get there, and does have to go to the knees, but doesn't even need to lay out. Secure catch.
They can't, Gag.
I tell you what, these big hucks that we're seeing in abundance early on in this game, Charlie, they're going hard, these guys.
It's a high-octane game so far.
So we have a little bit of a water break. So it's like you say, it's a high octane. Now, you know, we're what, 7 minutes into game time already. There's another 50 odd minutes. They burn it at this level. Are they going to tire?
Well, you know, I think both teams have done a pretty good job this week of playing efficiently with both of their lines, playing 1 game per day. They've had a long time to recover after yesterday's game. And I think that, yes, you know, we could see some effects of fatigue in the second half, but everybody's looking really fast out there right now. I think it's just the adrenaline of playing in the semifinals is probably going to carry them through. I don't expect there to be problems. I think it's more about how are the defenses going to start to adjust to all of these deep shots that are coming. Are we going to see them try to force more of a grinding style? Both offenses can play that way, so it's just going to be a really interesting chess match.
So you're suggesting that both teams might start to try and close it down a little bit and not give those long huck options.
Yeah, maybe look to send some help deep off of a poach on the other side of the lane. I mean, there's various things they could try. We could see some zone looks. I mean, the wind is not particularly significant. I think the change in direction is the big story, not the actual magnitude of the wind. It's probably only 5-6 kilometers per hour, and at times the flags are completely still. So it's going to be interesting.
But it popped up, I think it just put on a few kilometers an hour when Walczak was down this end, down at the southern end. It just eluded her.
Yes.
So it's a little bit swirly.
Yes.
It's
not
coming
steady.
and going. Yeah. And I think the impact of this stadium as well just swirls it a little bit.
You know, I think the Canadians probably feel pretty good about how they're playing defense right now. They're saying, look, take your shots. And the thing is, they're getting some scores that way, the Germans, but they're also turning it over. And if you can get 3 or 4 turns a half from them missing on deep shots, you're going to take that as Canada, given the fact that this German side has been holding at about a 75% clip.
But how quick is Walczak on the end of some of those big hooks?
Yeah, she's been phenomenal. I mean,
that,
Jacobson has been level with her, and Walczak's been able to get some separation every single time. But those throws have to come in with a lot of accuracy, and so far the Germans haven't really proved that they can hit that every time. And until we see that, I think we're going to see Jacobson continuing to ask Walczak to go deep and not be able to get those easy underneaths.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's got everything we need for a fabulous semi-final. Just repeating, this is the World Games 2025 Chengdu. It's the first of 2 big semi-finals here today. This is Canada, top of Pool B, up against Germany, finished second in Pool A. And at the moment, it is Canada 4, Germany 3. We're then next to the semi-finals later on this afternoon here. Another classic in prospect when Team USA take on France. Boy, what a day of ultimate, Charlie. You're spoiling us.
Do see some clouds on the horizon. There
Yeah.
have been scattered thunderstorms around. Certainly hoping not to see those come across our stadium.
Our crew just picking up a couple of clouds. I just hope it's not ominous. I think we put the commentator's curse on them yesterday, Robin and I. So.
There was a lightning delay earlier today for the consolation games, but hoping that we get free and clear of storms for these two semifinals.
Okay, here we go again then. Canada to open things up. Dion.
Canada up 1 break. 3 straight clean holds for Canada. Got off the field in a hurry on that last point before the heat timeout.
Metzger with it. Moves it on. Muller. Metzger inside. German options up front. Preen moving down the side, gets hold of it. Some close attention there. Wolchek as well, working it down the wing. Inside she will go. Has to go inside. That's nice. That's Charles, gets hold of it. Muller around the back if she needs it. Doesn't at the moment. Germans beginning to move into the red zone and into the end zone. This is looking dangerous for Canada. Schleur there. Wolchek just biding her time, and that's it. Thank you. So Germany come back through Muller. Do the job pretty efficiently as well, Charlie.
Wish I had the stats on the red zone for Germany. They've been so good in this area of the field because they'll do exactly that. Muller comes crashing in right to the front, almost running directly at the disc, taking advantage of the fact that defenders are looking at the disc to see where the danger's coming from. They're not seeing that he's going to come straight up that lane. Generally, you see cuts in the end zone along the face of the end zone, not coming vertically like that, and that opens up an option for a nice score there for Germany.
And also, hanging back as well, the Canadians, because Wolchek has just got such a series of very clever throws out of that right hand of hers.
Yeah, we saw Molly Wedge take the matchup on that point, and Wolchek able to get open on the underneath that time. A little bit more balanced look there from Germany.
Four apiece. Canada with the break.
I think it's very possible in the German huddle during that 4-minute break, they said, hey, let's take the deep shots when we have a couple of steps and we can put it out to space and give it some air. We shouldn't be throwing to somebody with just 1 step. Let's try to turn down the turnovers deep.
Okay, here comes the Canadian offensive side. Snyder is being used here in back play. There's some action up front if they want it, but they're not going there for the moment. Coming across here instead to Samar. Looks around, finds Kimura. Back to Samar. Again, just settling here. Jacobson with a little bit of work to do, but tidying up nicely. Kimura, Jacobson. Canada still have possession. 3 up in the end zone if they want it at the moment. They don't want to go there. Jacobson spills it.
Kurahashi has looked very uncomfortable with her throw. She almost turned it over a moment ago and then just put it into the turf, trying to throw a simple reset to Jacobson.
Wolchek, clever pick up there off her bootstraps, but holds possession. Wolchek needs some assistance, goes wide, 2 wide. So 2 unforced errors.
Yeah.
Tension building here, Charlie.
I would actually say that was forced by Canada. They played great defense in the reset space, took away the upline cut, and then that meant that Wolchek was forced to try to throw something difficult across the middle.
So Canada get it back then. Order is restored for the moment for the Canadians. Across they come. Beaudry, see what she's got. Goes around the corner. This is looking good for Canada. Olga Samar halted.
Wait, what? What's been called? A foul. Offensive foul. Defensive foul. Okay.
Accepted.
So that's a defensive foul. That's being accepted. Was the defensive foul accepted? Great, thanks. So we're coming on, coming in on 1. Okay.
So Kurahashi has the disc. Round the corner, Canada O still up here. Edmonds looking for some options up front. Jacobson with the disc. Germany right in their faces at the moment. Walczak making a move. Here's Edmonds again. What's he got? He's got options up front if he wants them. Goes around the corner. That is very nice. Auger Semar into the corner.
Yeah, man, Auger Semar has been fantastic this week. He just continues to get open over and over again. Edmonds needing something. Jacobson kind of in the lane there. He looks back over, not much there, and Auger Semar makes a little cut like he's going to come back for the reset, just pulling Herkins out of position, and then the step out forehand to the front cone. Nice work from the Canadians.
So Canada 5-4 and with the break as well.
I think you could feel on that point for Canada the absence of Britt Dos Santos. She would normally be getting some of those underneath touches that we've seen for Kurahashi. Kurahashi's getting open, getting the disc, but hasn't looked particularly comfortable with some of the throwing. See if she can settle into this game. Nice job by the Canadian O-line to get the disc back.
Yeah, they wanted that.
That was their first turn on offense.
Schachter then sends it long. Here comes the German O. 5-4. Getting into the latter stanza of this first half here. So one of these teams would like to take some momentum out of this half and into the second. Schall on disc. Metzger is down there. Muller as always. Round the corner, Metzger just holds on. Schutz, what she got? She's going cross. Schall making some room, not there. Back here to Metzger. Down the line. Germany now setting up midfield. Got options going forward. And they called back again.
Pick called. Gonna have to figure out where this disc is supposed to end up. I think Mark Lloyd may have gotten a piece of that reset pass from Muller. Unclear whether it was
We happy?
foul had it
stall?
not been completed.
Great. Let's
But
restart play.
Lloyd bringing some size to the mark against Muller.
Greenwald with it. Looking around. Treen moving forward. Schall moving forward. There's options up front if they want it. Metzger looking down the line inside to Schall. She's there. Receives. No end zone options at the moment. Germany setting up here. Round the corner to Muller. Schall. Canadian defense really in their faces. The Germans just locked down for the moment. They're going to have to move. Schall is going to have to go, and quick. And that's a consequence.
That's a coverage sack. Great defense from the Canadians, taking away the resets and the unders, forcing a high stall throw.
Which means that German error gives the Canadian defense an opportunity here. Gallant is there, Schachter as well. Cross here to Bryson. Wow, Schachter good enough for him. And that, I think, is good enough for a score from the big boy, Mark Lloyd, their captain.
Dos Santos loves what she sees as the Canadians get in for their second break. What a point of elite ultimate we just watched. Germany getting all the way down the field and then just cannot find an option late. And then Chata doing great work to get the disc, and then the clever scuba to Lloyd, who makes a shoestring catch.
Two-time athlete of the year for Canada, and returns as well. He had some serious injury worries, didn't he, for a little while there, Lloyd?
Yeah, and he opted out of the last World Games cycle, and he's kind of slowly brought himself back up to the elite level. And it was a question of whether he was even going to make this team. And, you know, he's a role player now. What, you know, once upon a time, 10 years ago, he would have been the centerpiece player for the Canadians, but he's played his role magnificently. He's played great defense. He's providing an awesome mark, and he's just getting open in bursts. Maybe not quite the same stamina that he once had, but still a world-class player and a future Hall of Famer.
And indeed, and acknowledged by the Canadians as well. He is co-captain, of course, alongside a Molly Wedge, their number 5. So the Canadians at the moment, they're looking pretty comfortable. It was very close, very even. Exchanges were amazing early on. Germans with some long, big hucks. Not sure whether it quite worked, as Charlie mentioned. But now the Canadians just beginning to assert themselves, and Germany's got some work to do if they want to try and move the momentum late in this first half, Charlie.
Yeah, and you saw the Germans, they really want to work those unders, but it's so difficult because Canada is right on their hip on every single cut. So it was a grind just to get up towards the red zone, and then Canada's defense, with the field shrinking and that back line looming, able to condense, take away those first 2 or 3 looks, and it forced a difficult throw at stall 8. Turnover.
Here comes Canada, and a bit of a roll of that one, so I just wonder whether there's a little bit of a play in that he rolls it out to midpoint.
Yeah, it means that you can set up your defense with the disc on the sideline. Kind of harder to get what you want.
Metzger around the corner, and here we go then. Schlur on the end of this. Schlur gets it.
And that just immediately relieves the pressure for Germany. Schlur right off the undercut from Walczak, and Walczak has looked great throwing deep. Adjusting after the early miscue, got a little bit, last time she threw the blade, it went too far left. This time she throws it with more inside-out release and just pops it up onto a platter for Schlur, who's got steps on Oje Sama.
And that's why we got you here in the commentary box, Charlie. Your observations are just absolutely first class. And look at that adjustment that this wonderful player Walczak has made. Flattens out that disc, Schlur's there, gets over the top of the defense. Boom, Germany gets another goal. It's 6-5 Canada. They're up 2 breaks, but Germany wanting to make a little bit of a comeback here late in this first half. They want to try and seize, if they can, the momentum as the Canadians just asserting themselves a little bit here.
Conrad's staying out there for another point. I mean, they're going to need to see a lot of him on the field. Having him out there on defense, critical to provide some cover on these big cutters for Canada.
So if the Canadian offense can get this goal here, they're going to go to the break with 2 breaks up against the Germans. Germany will be doing everything to do that. Look at the defensive position here as the Canadians go wide, super wide.
That's greedy by Paul Herkins.
Over they come. Germany trying to press. Edmonds around the corner. Jacobson is there. Edmonds making room for her on the outside. Doesn't go there. This is nice. And Canada, they're going to seal this wonderful edge that they have here late in this first half. And Canada come away with an important goal there as they go to the break. Jacobson and Edmonds combining beautifully here, Charlie.
Oh, Jacobson's just been cooking this game, and what a magnificent first half. You know, Canada up 2 breaks at 7-5, and it feels closer than that, but that's been the difference. The Canadian defense has just provided more resistance than what we've seen from Germany. Kimura, beautiful upline cut, and really just an exciting first half. I can't wait to get back. Let's hustle through this 10 minutes.
Indeed. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, like the teams will here at the World Games 2025 in Chengdu. Story is that Canada and Germany have got this titanic battle going on at the moment. The Canadians, for the moment, seem to have the upper hand. They've got the 2 first half breaks. They lead 7-5 at the break. They have 10 minutes. Germany, I'm sure, will be coming back because it is a team full of champions. They are all champions, and we are loving the mixed ultimate flying disc semi-final here at the World Games 2025 in Chengdu. We'll be back for the second half.
现在进入我们中场互动问答，我们将在观众席抽取5名观众。答对问题的观众将有机会获得我们准备的小礼品一份。再次让我听到你们的尖叫声。OK， 我们来寻找第1位观众。好，屏幕中间这位女士，请起立。OK， 我们看一下场边的互动问题。团队飞盘比赛中，标准场地的长度是多少 ？A 100米 ，B 120米。OK， 你选择A选项，我们来看正确答案。好，恭喜你回答正确。OK， 我们来找第2位观众。好，题目前的这位男士，对，没错，就是你，请起立。看一下我们场边的问题。在团队飞盘比赛中，每队在场上的最多人数是多少 ？A 5人 ，B 7人。OK， 选择第2个选项，我们来看正确答案。恭喜你回答正确。第3个问题，我们找第3位观众。题目前的这位男士。OK。我们来看这道问题。飞盘比赛中，飞盘的直径通常是多少厘米 ？A 27厘米 ，B 30厘米。告诉我们的选项是，告诉我们的选项。OK， 选择的是 A 选项，我们来看正确答案。恭喜你回答正确。OK， 还有2次机会，我们来找第4位观众。哦，这位女士。OK， 我们来看场边问题。哇，一道非常简单的问题，在常规飞盘比赛中，需要用哪一部位进行飞盘 ？A 手 ，B 脚，你的选择是 A 选项。我们来看正确答案。恭喜你回答正确。OK， 还有最后一道题。防护人可以再来一些。OK， 题目前这位女士。好，这道问题非常的有难度。飞盘在逆钩飞行时，选手通常会采用的是 A 低位解出 ，B 高位解出，选择 A。我们来看正确选项。恭喜你回答正确。再让我们看向场边的大屏幕，跟着我们音乐的节奏一起摇摆跳舞。哇，非常的棒，非常的棒，哇！
The World Games 2025 here in Chengdu, and welcome back to the Tenju Sports University Complex for this semi-final action. It's Canada up against Germany. As you can see, it's Canada with an early couple of breaks here. They lead 7-5 at the end of the first half. Second half play not too far away. Charlie Eisenhood is alongside me, been having a think about that first half. Charlie, what are your thoughts? Where are they going to go, and what can the Germans do?
Canadian defense has been phenomenal. They've been right on the hip of the German players and forcing Germany to be a little uncomfortable trying to hit those tight windows. And when they haven't hit the tight windows at stall 3 or 4, the Canadians have been able to take away the reset and force Germany to throw difficult options in high stall counts, and that's exactly how you're going to get turnovers from an elite offense. Overall, just super high level of play from both sides. Really impressed with what we saw from Sarah Jacobson. She really shouldered some load, and Edmonds still involved as well. The entire Canadian O-line looked great that first half.
They did indeed. If the Germans are feeling it, well, they're not showing it, because I just saw Muller and Charlotte Schall down there enjoying the crowd cam stuff. They were doing their thing down there in front of the German team, so full of energy, full of beans, and big smiles on their faces, and just waving out to all the fans up here in the stadium here in Chengdu as well. So they're obviously feeling pretty comfortable about things.
Yeah, and I think offensively, the Germans probably know what they need to do better. It's gonna be, they already made the adjustment not to overshoot deep into difficult windows. Now they need to make sure that when they have that first look that they just throw to it and they don't wait for something better, because they may not get something better. It's going to come down to the Germans' ability to get some defensive pressure against this Canadian O-line, and I don't exactly know how they're going to pull that off. I mean, they're going to have to find ways to force the disc into the hands of players that they don't want to have throwing it. Edmonds has been too sharp. You got to get it out of his hands, make somebody else beat you. You know, maybe you let Kurohashi take the under. She's looked a little shaky at times with the throws. It's going to be an uphill battle down 2 breaks.
It is indeed. So that's the state of play at the moment, and just a reminder, of course, that later on this evening we'll have the second of the semi-finals. It's Pool A champs USA up against second place finishers in Pool B. That is France, and that is going to be a match for the ages as well. Earlier on today in the consolation series was Colombia 13 over China 10. An amazing result for China. They'll be very happy about that. And it was Australia that recorded its first win of this event with a 13-10 victory over Japan. That's before we got into semi-final action here.
Yeah, Australia off the schneid. They're going to be glad to get into the win column. I was kind of hoping to see Australia play China. I thought China had a pretty good chance for an upset, but now China's going to have to try to beat Japan in a rematch.
Okay, all is set then. It's Canada leading 7-5. They're up 2 breaks. Germany with some work to do. They have the talent, they have the skills, and I'm sure over the last 10 minutes they have definitely made some adjustments. Let's see that transpire. The Germans really beginning to arc up here as the Canadians accept the disc. Down comes the Canadian O.
Gorgeous pull from Ava Muller. She's been such an asset as a puller.
Edmonds looking for some options around the corner. Gallant obliges and goes long. Jacobson out the front. Jacobson gets down on her knees, pulls in the disc, waiting for reinforcements. They arrive, and there is a long sling across, and there's the man on the end of it. Mr. Snyder himself does the job, and the shades don't even come off.
Joanna Erdmann has been getting put through the ringer by Sarah Jacobson. I think they may need to try a different matchup, because Jacobson continuing to play well. She's not going to get a goal or assist on this one, but it's a hockey assist, and she gains them a ton of yardage, and she's been working a lot as a handler. That means that Erdmann's going to be wanting to take away those unders a little bit more, so Jacobson goes deep, and Canada in for another quick, efficient hold.
It's 8-5. It's not what the Germans wanted. They wanted to turn that thing over, but Canada too good, and they're just consolidating a nice 2-break lead here at the moment, celebrating a good piece of work. Baudry there coming across to congratulate this 190-centimeter Quinn Snyder. Okay, so now the German O got to start getting to work. Schather here sends it long, hangs up in this lovely evening afternoon air here in Chengdu. Muller has control. Metzger has the disc. Options midfield. Again, this Canadian defense is swarming at the moment, just shutting down some options on the inside. Germany looking around the corner. Diekman was there trying to get the overlap. Schall is there. Down the center they come. Looks like Muller is free. He lunges and he gets it as well out of the despairing hands of the big boy. So Muller does the job, and that's a good get by them.
Oh man, how did Muller come up with that against a much bigger Lloyd? What a play. I didn't like Shaw looking off Muller. What is she looking for? Ultimately, it works out. They take the shot a little underthrown, and just a great play by Muller, and Lloyd somehow not getting there first. I mean, that's a play that 5 years ago is an easy block for Mark Lloyd, but great catch, great concentration from Nico. Big kick spike.
Back they come. Okay, and as the breeze just comes up a little bit more here, Charlie, they're going to have to be careful. So the Germans then up into this breeze that I think now is just beginning to lift a little bit again, but then it suddenly subsides. It's difficult. Muller, having just goaled for Germany, gets them back into play. Here comes the German defense up against the Canadian offense. Disc into the sideline. Edmonds will go over and retrieve.
Sticking with the Erdmann matchup on Jacobson.
Comes out to the brick spot.
Yes, brick mark. When the pull lands out of bounds, the offense gets to get some advantageous field position in the middle of the field as a punishment.
Edmonds then around the corner. Snyder had Jacobson as an option, didn't go there, went to Samar instead. He's looking at Jacobson. He's open if he wanted it. Goes there in the end. Doesn't get over the advantage line. We'll go Samar around the corner. Has to go there for the moment. Edmonds looking for some options up front. Gallant inside. Looks nice. Gallant's going to double up here. And the two of them, Edmonds and Gallant, do the number on the German defense.
Well, the Germans got close. They really got close that time. Konrad Schluer shut down the reset. And who was it? It was Sarah Jacobson who came through, offering the late stall cut. Erdmann not staying with. And then just a nice little tiki-taka here as Gallant throws and goes into the end zone. The chemistry on this Canadian O-line has been phenomenal.
It really is. Tell us a little bit about what they did to prepare for this event, Charlie, the Canadians. It's a bit of a rebuild, isn't it, from a few years ago? What have they been doing?
Yeah, well, it was kind of a disaster showing for a country as just phenomenal as Canada has been at the international level for so long. And I think they kind of retrenched. They thought about how they wanted to start developing their international teams a little bit differently. We've had some coaching changes. We've also just seen some young talent coming up into the system. And you look at some of these players like Gallant, who's 22, Mika Kurahashi just won a College Player of the Year award. And I think the combination of the veterans and this young, fast talent has combined to really work out well.
Look at that pull, Charlie, if I may interrupt just for a moment, has also gone out of bounds, and the Germans now given the brick spot. So something's happening, I think, with the wind conditions here. Both teams have been caught by that in the last two pulls.
Yeah, all week the wind's been going the other way, and I think pullers struggling to adjust.
Okay, Germany then, they're going to need to convert some opportunities here. They got Metzger on the inside if they want to go there. There they go, Metzger on it. Now let's see whether we can open things up downtown. He's going to Muller, goes to Schall, 83, Diekman is moving up front if Muller wants to go there. Schuther all over him at the moment. They're going to try and cover the big German attack. Metzger, Germany moving into the red zone. Two options up front if they want it. Schall doesn't go there, goes Metzger, goes Muller, goes to Diekman.
Yep. That's much better for the Germans. We did not see them sitting and waiting for the better option, just hitting the open hands time and again, and they were easily moving it back sideline to sideline, all the way around into the left corner. No problem that time.
Still the two breaks down though, Charlie. They got to start converting these opportunities as fast as they can. Here's Muller. Boy, he's been a linchpin, hasn't he? And this guy Diekman doing the job today as well for the German team.
6 straight clean holds going back to the first half. And indeed, Diekman has been great the whole tournament. Not a player I knew that much about coming into this event, and he's been a goal scorer and also just a steady hand on their offense.
Comes in just over 6 foot, about 182, 183 centimeters, and that big height they're using.
Here comes Walczak with the pull, and I was waiting to see when they were going to bring Levka over defensively. I think she can be a spark plug, come up with a big block.
Nice pull as well. See how she's adjusted to the breeze here. Not caught like the other two pulls. Okay, here comes Canada. Germany really do want to try and get a turnover here. Jacobson, the ever-reliable Jacobson, got options. They're closing it down, the Germans. Oh, close. Edmonds just gets hold of it. Snyder is available if he wants. Around the corner.
Levka just shutting down Kimura.
Here they come. Long play. Jacobson out. Leads nicely and again controls it. Pops it across. Thank you very much. Oh, in despairing lunge there. But Snyder with the reach, that 6'3", 190 centimeter reach of his is just good enough. Wow.
And he doesn't blink as Paul Harkins explodes into the frame. What another beautiful deep shot. It's Jacobson again. What a monster game she's having. Shoots on the mark this time, and then a little bender around. Harkins right there, but Snyder's got it. It's second goal for him.
It's 10-7, Charlie. Germany, what are they going to do here?
They're trying everything. I mean, they changed the matchup that time on Jacobson. They brought Walczak over to the D-line, and they're just not able to get the pressure that they need. You can't give up those deep shots. You got to make them grind those unders. They almost came up with the block last point, and it's just, you have to have so much concentration as we go into our second heat break to be able to shut down an offense as good as Canada's for 10 seconds. It's not good enough to get there through 7 or 8 seconds because they're going to get that last-minute bailout, and it's just, this Canadian offense has been unbelievable.
Been very good. It's a really tight unit. They lead 10-7 at the moment. They've got the 2 breaks as well. Germany probably with their last opportunity now as a team to get together and think things through here. Time is slipping. Margins are getting a little bit large. They need to think about some options here, the Germans, and they need to think really fast, and they've got to execute out there. No more mistakes.
Canada has only been broken 3 times in this tournament, and they are perfect so far in this one. They have just the 1 O-line turnover in the entire game. I mean, it's just been a masterclass in offense. And it's not like the German defense has been a slouch. I mean, they have been right there. Just better work from Canada, and they're showing us that they can beat you multiple ways. That's what it takes to have an elite offense at this level.
Gee, and what, you know, the talent of this Canadian team, it's pretty phenomenal. So the Germans then, they're in the midst of this 4-minute break. Ordinarily, the water breaks, the heat breaks would be 3 minutes, but we're at level 2, Charlie, are we not?
Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty much the same temperatures all week. It's been hot and humid every day. And the thunderstorm maybe breaking the heat slightly, but when you're in the sun, it is intense out here. So nice for the players to be able to get into the shade, cool down, and kind of offers these timeouts naturally throughout the game. Each team only gets 1 timeout per game. It's very unusual for Ultimate to only get 1 timeout.
May I say, compared to the France-Colombia match yesterday, we had so many interruptions.
I mean, a difficult game to watch as a spectator. A lot of picks caused by the Colombians, which made for a lot of calls, and the language barrier causing some additional delays, but also sometimes some cynical calls, and it's frustrating to watch a game like that. I was talking to some of the game advisors earlier today, and they said that they think it would have been better to take a spirit timeout early in that game and kind of talk about the level of physicality and the kind of where players felt like the calls should be, because it might have cleaned things up later in the game. Still an exciting match, but certainly marred by endless calls.
Team Canada with the upper hand at the moment. and they go into the big team huddle.
And I just want to point out how impressive it is that Canada is looking this good while missing maybe their best female matching player from this weekend. Dos Santos has been so great. She's out. They're running a 6-person rotation, and they've maybe played their best game among the women the entire tournament so far.
It's brilliant. It was interesting to see Walczyk just walk through the camera position there as well. Charlie just with a cool drink in her hand, imploring her teammates to let's go, let's go. So Walczyk, 42, going to have to be in it. And there, of course, is the injured Dos Santos watching from the sidelines. And as Charlie pointed out earlier on, all of the Canadians have a number 70 on their arms to honor her contribution to this team. It's a lovely touch.
Yeah, it sounds like a double ligament tear in her knee, and certainly wishing her a speedy recovery. Disappointing for sure.
So the Germans staring down at that huge scoreboard at the moment. They don't like the look of that. They can see the clock is ticking on their semi-final ambitions here, and it's a big 10-7. Nobody needs to remind them, I'm sure, about the circumstances. Diekman is there, Prien as well alongside him. This is where these guys are going to have to move.
The level of this game has been immense. I mean, just 8 turnovers combined between the two teams. And we are on a now 7 straight clean hold streak.
High end, ultimate. Metzger with the disc, looking inside. Schall trying to give him some room. Won't go there. Goes instead to Muller. Diekman is off downfield if they want to go there. Diekman is free. Didn't see it. Diekman comes around out of the end zone. Metzger just gets interrupted. That pass didn't get to Metzger. Here come the Canadians again with another break opportunity. Snyder with the disc. Wedge, co-captain, would be happy to feel happy with what's going on. Gets it safely across to Bryson. Downfield he goes, big time downfield. Is this Wedge on the end of it?
Oh my
It is
goodness.
Wedge on the end of it.
What a shot from Mark Lloyd. He threw another forehand bomb earlier that should have been caught. This time he gets the assist, and it's a massive break for Canada. The first of the second half, they take their largest lead. Look at the shot.
And just when the Germans were setting up, they had Diekman lurking deep. There was an opportunity for them to go to him, and they ignored it, and I don't know why. Diekman was absolutely free down at the other end. But this is the turnover, and away they come. And as she has all tournament long, Molly Wedge, the co-captain, boom. Thank you very much indeed, Canada. And I tell you what, the ex-British swimmer who's changed allegiances to Canada is celebrating a wonderful day here in the afternoon sunlight of the World Games 2025 in Chengdu.
Canada looking like a very serious threat to win this tournament outright and take gold for the first time since 2001, the debut of Ultimate Frisbee in the World Games. I mean, they have gotten a break every single time they've had a point where they've turned over the Germans.
Goodness gracious, this Canadian team is absolutely throwing themselves everywhere at the moment. That was Bryson out of nowhere doing his Clark Kent impersonation. Amazing stuff. Here come the Germans. They are desperate to hold and score here. They've got to. Schleur, what can he do? Metzger up the middle. Time to move Germany. Metzger again. Here they come. Muller trying to look for some options. Walczyk, what can this champion do? Stalls for a moment. Metzger, Muller opening up some options. Over to Metzger. Goes wide. More options up front. Germany moving. There they are. Metzger going to do the overlap. Not going there at the moment. Looking backwards around the corner. Comes back out. Muller available if wanted. Walczyk will take it. Thank you very much indeed. Had options right, options left. Goes to Schall. Goes sideways. Thank you. Germany at last get a conversion. And that's really nice for Grenwald.
Yeah, Grenwald snuck away from Auger Sama, who got caught looking at the disc and made for an easy score to that front right cone. Schall quickly spotting him. And certainly the Germans needed that one. And now, though, after giving up the break, they've got to string together 4 of their own. There's plenty of time. That's not going to come into play here, considering how efficient this game has been. But they just haven't been able to take the disc away from the Canadians this entire game.
They've got time, Charlie, but I'm just looking at the scoreboard. There's 11 underneath the name of Canada.
That's right. It's going to have to start right now.
Ultimate, don't you love it?
When it's played like this, you're going to have a hard time finding a more exciting and interesting sport.
So let's get it into the Olympic Games, Charlie.
Well, let's do it. We're ready. Brisbane 2032. Here we come.
Okay, the Germans are going to have to upset this powerful offensive side from Canada. Here they come, the Canadians, setting up on the outside. Snyder here, just goes back. There's an opportunity, but good enough Edmonds to control. Gallant, Jacobson, everywhere it would seem. This game down the line, and that's perhaps the turnover they need. So Kimura puts it down. Germany have an opportunity. This could be a crucial phase of this semi-final. Germany in charge. They have the disc. They're on break. Walczak making room in the middle. Won't go there. Comes across instead. Options forward. Looking for them. Sontag. Finding options forward. Erdmann round the corner. Walczak steadies. Goes cross field. Germany opening up the front, and there's the long one. It's too wild. I tell you what, Joanna Erdmann, she's good, but she's not that good. Can't get on the end of that, and they give a break opportunity away again, Charlie.
Yeah, poor angle on the throw from Prien, and just don't like the decision. Not really the person you want taking the shot there. I think just a little bit of impatience from Germany as they were struggling to get much progress up the field with their cutters.
So back on offense then. They're going to have to get this disc back from this Canadian team. Kurahashi, Walczak all over at the moment, making life uncomfortable. Kurahashi making himself available, won't go there, comes down the line. Edmonds upfield, and there's a stoppage as Snyder gets that disc.
Yeah, pick against Snyder there. Diekman getting caught up in the stack. He's going to let the disc stay there, but he gets to catch up the lost ground.
Snyder, options. I tell you what, they better watch out, the Germans. Jacobson is looking ominous. She's moved up into the red zone. She's waiting. They've got Gallant up there as well. Edmonds has seen them, but they're not going there because the big boy's made another move, and he brings it down. Snyder is out of this world over the top of Diekman.
Oh,
he
my
climbs
goodness.
into the air and pulls it down.
How many times have they asked Snyder to come up with a big play, and how many times has he obliged? Goal number 3 for Quinn Snyder. Edmonds just trusting him to make a play. Really too much air under this one. Diekman gets there, but can't get a hand on it. Great job by Snyder to hold the better position, force Diekman to have to try to go up over the top and make a play out in front with the disc coming in really high and blady, and an unbelievable grab with the right hand going to the ground. Quinn Snyder has been a spark plug for this offense, and now Canada within a goal of a spot in the final and a guaranteed medal here at the World Games.
It's just been absolutely a demonstration of beautiful ultimate by this Canadian team. I'm not sure what they've got up there, but boy, oh boy, is it working here today. Germany in all sorts of strife late in this game. They've got to do something. There is absolutely no time left. And so maybe with that pool just going wide, it might just give them something. But boy, Charles comes up. Wolchek is out there. Preen is out there. Muller with the disc in hand. Been tireless all day. Got to find a way around this slightly taller Canadian team. Maybe that's the difference. Charles then. Big play here. Wolchek coming cross field. This is Preen. Needs to settle down here now. No more quick stuff. Schultz across to Preen. Round the corner. Charles making space. Wolchek lurking. Goes outside. Germany mounting something here. Metzger. Charles controls it, but just inside. This is Wolchek round the corner. Schlur. Wolchek making space inside and holds it over Jacobson. Gets the goal.
The German offense has played well. It's just been a masterclass from Canada this game. Just 11 total turnovers in the game, and Schlur continuing to look fantastic. Wolchek so fast, really unguardable in the small spaces like this. Beats Jacobson, but it all comes down to this. Germany needing to score 4 straight breaks to win. Canada has yet to be broken and has given up just 3 breaks through 4 games in this tournament. It's going to be Levka playing the rest of the way. No doubt about that. We're going to see Konrad Schlur the rest of the way as well. There's just no choice. It's do or die time for Germany.
Here comes Germany, maybe for the last time, with the disc in hand. Charles there, one of the coaching staff, trying to get the German supporters on side. It's a big, deep roller. Germany, they are desperate to get hold of this. They need to get the turnover.
Again, Snyder giving that first open under. Great breakthrow from Edmonds.
Here comes Edmonds. Tell you what, they're moving up. Boxemar going cross. Kimura, but a pick has been called, I believe. Anxious looks on the side by Canada. They know they're within literally a minute or two of sealing an important semi-final win here. We're not riding off the Germans. Kimura, they're highly talented. Edmonds just holds on. Jacobson down the line. Options inside. Gonna go there. Goes to Olga Samar. That's nice. Despairing lunge. Jacobson. Would it be appropriate if she was there? Who's going to seal it here for Canada? They're making their decisions, and that is a nonchalant giveaway. But Charlie, you've seen something?
Foul
Accepted.
called on the mark, immediately accepted by Schlur. Hit him as he was pivoting. So Oj Samar will maintain possession, and the stall count will reset.
I mean, they were so nonchalant. I think the Canadians were just trying to set up the appropriate goal scorer.
Germany scrambling here at the front cone.
12-9, they score here, it's all over. Canada, Jacobson, looking for some options. There's 4 of them inside the end zone at the moment if they want it. Jacobson moves in now. There's 5 of them in the end zone. Who are they going to go to? Samar, it's over the top. It bubbles away! Incredible get! What an incredible get by Edmonds! Canada have won an incredible semi-final off a bobble at the end. Edmonds collapses into the arms of the big boy Snyder. They've done it. Canada are through. A memorable semi-final victory over a plucky Germany. And what an appropriate last play, Charlie Eisenhower.
Utter brilliance from Thomas Edmonds and the Canadians. Full extension, barely above the grass. snags it against the odds and sends Canada through to the finals. Oh my goodness, it's just been an unbelievable match. Edmonds, 4 assists, a goal to close it out, not a single turnover, and you just aren't gonna see much higher level ultimate than we just watched from this Canadian side. Exceptional defense, efficient offense, big plays, grinding undercuts, brilliance from Sarah Jacobson. Just an incredible performance here in the semis.
It was breathtaking actually. It was clinical, it was efficient, and it was athletic. Edmonds at the end, Snyder with an incredible get as well at one stage in that play. It was huge by the Canadians. The Germans, of course, disconsolate. They threw everything they possibly could at this Canadian team. But on the day, this machine out of North America, in every facet, they were able to match it and some. And they come away with this win. It's a 13-9 victory. Canada are the winner of the first semi-final here at the World Games 2025 Chengdu Mixed Ultimate Semi-Final. Charlie.
Still buzzing after that catch, just as good as it gets. And Edmonds has been leading this team with his throws, but makes one of the most athletic plays we've seen all tournament. To win in the semis, to lock up a medal, to have the opportunity to face off against either the US or France in the final tomorrow. And I'll tell you what, this Canadian offense is now going to be a hold rate somewhere near 95% going into the final. Will they be able to withstand the defensive pressure that they face tomorrow? All signs point to yes.
Charlie Eisenhood, have you seen a mixed ultimate match that good before?
Well, we had a great one with USA and Germany, but how clean this game was, the brilliant plays on display from both sides, the exciting nature and very few calls, it's hard to ask for better than this.
And they did it, of course, for their injured player, Brittany Dos Santos, who herself, I think, is extremely emotional at the end of that. Canada have delivered for their fallen comrade, the number 70 on their arms. They carried her through. Maybe she spiritually carried them through.
Well, and now they gotta come down with the adrenaline of this game and get ready for tomorrow. They have over 24 hours to prepare for the final. They'll, of course, find out who they'll be playing in just a couple of hours from now. We're about 45 minutes away from semifinal number 2, USA versus France. But indeed, I mean, just a brilliant performance. Jacobson, Kimura, Edmonds, Snyder. I mean, you can almost name every player on this team. Everybody made a play and contributed in the win.
So there's the summary then at the end of this incredible semi-final. Mixed ultimate flying disc. Surely it's got the credentials to make a case to the IOC that it's got to have some Olympic recognition in the not too distant future. Upshot is Canada through to the final tomorrow. We've got more action coming up, as Charlie said, in a little while. It's the second semi-final. It's the defending champs, USA, up against France.